This is our beautiful daughter, Summer Ray. Whatever two consenting adults do should never affect the child. Never penalize the child, okay? That's what my talk is today, the CRBA. Thank you. My channel is geared toward the new man and woman who's never been to the Philippines, but has an interest coming here for a visit. My 11 years doesn't make me an expert, but it does give me a unique perspective that I'd like to share with you to make your trip more comfortable, to help you to avoid a lot of the mistakes and the problems that I had when I came over here for the first time. I'm boots on the ground. I'm right in the middle of all this. I live among the locals. I'm not on the edges like a lot of these other vloggers that you see on YouTube. They're in these fancy towers in Manila and Cebu. Excuse me. Giving you a play-by-play, looking down on the locals. And I don't do that. I give you the nitty-gritty. And that's just exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing, and I'm never going to sugarcoat it. It's not going to do you any good anyway. And that's going to be the case this morning in what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the CRBA and baby mamas in the Philippines. Because some of us come over here and we have children in the Philippines, planned and unplanned. Now for you scumbags out there who are just going to come over here, get the young lady in the province and the city pregnant, and then run your butt back to America, you might as well skip on through this video. You don't want to watch this one, because I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the responsible men out there who may already have children here and want to know what to do, or who are going to eventually have children over here. And they're going to step up and they're going to do the right thing. I'm not talking to you lowlifes out there, because it's a bunch of you. And yeah, I'm talking about you. I'm judging you, and I'm not even judging you. This is what I'm seeing. You won't even take 10 minutes out of your time, $200. You're going to drink that up at the bar anyway, and go to Manila, go to the embassy, and legitimize your child. Because it don't take long. It's a simple process. You don't need some fancy lawyer, immigration lawyer, anything like that. It's a step-by-step. It's 5 or 6 pages. Then you fill out the passport. That's another 2 pages. Big deal. If you can't do that, you don't need to be coming over here anyway, marrying nobody and having babies. But for those of you, and if you want to know why I get upset when I talk about this, okay, Google Amerasian and you'll see why. Thousands of children up in Olongapo, Pampanga, all over the Philippines, left behind by these U.S. parents, mostly military. Some of them don't even know that, some of the Americans don't even know that they got kids over here. They were just drunk, being irresponsible, get pregnant, and then disappear. But some of you lowlifes, some of you scumbags that's watching this video right now, you know you got kids over here, and you still won't do the right thing. But I'm not talking to you this morning. I'm talking to the legitimate guys, okay? But I just want to let you know why this burns me more than a lot of the things that I talk about. Because what two consenting adults do should never affect the child. Don't ever penalize the child, okay? That's my number one lesson to you. Don't ever penalize the child. And I'm not preaching. But the CRBA is simply this. It's the official record of the U.S. citizenship of a child 18 and under, born abroad to a U.S. parent or parents. That's all it is. It's sort of like the second birth certificate or something. But when you apply for the CRBA, you also have to apply for the U.S. passport at the same time, because they become a U.S. citizen. But the first step in the process is to sign the birth certificate here in the Philippines at the hospital, you know, when your baby's born. And it takes about, my daughter's 2 months, we did it the other day. And we can go back and get the official birth certificate, a live birth they called it over here, November the 6th. So I guess it takes 3 weeks or something like that. That's the first process. Then you get the CRBA package. And don't let that package scare you, because it's only like 6 or 7 pages, and it's step-by-step information. It's basically demographics, who you are, who your parents are, where you live, what's your job, and her information. That's all it is. Then you have to give some proof of U.S. citizenship, your all the pages of your passport. You have to do that, some tax returns. It's similar to the requirements for a K-1 visa, but it's a lot simpler. And then, of course, the application for the passport, it can't get any more simpler, guys. So don't go out and hire somebody and waste your money. You don't have to do it. But once you get all that done, you're going to make photocopies of everything, even the pictures, because that's what's most important. I went through it twice, and both times they're looking for the pictures. When y'all were together before she was pregnant, while she was pregnant, and after her pregnancy. They want to, you're going to have to prove that you've already established a relationship with this lady. And then they're going to look at your passport stamps to make sure that they coincide with conception and all of that. See, that's very important, because I went back, my oldest son, and that's a whole other story, why, but I'm glad I waited. We went to Manila last February 2019. I had his done, and I thought I was going to be there all day. I thought it was going to be a long, drawn-out process, but I forgot. Once you step in that embassy, you on U.S. soil, so you know how everything's fast in the United States. That's what I like. That's one of the things you got to get used to when you move over here. Everything slows down to a grind, but you step on a U.S. soil, and boom. Okay, we sat in line. They called our number. I took my file up to one counter. She made sure I had everything. Sent me to next door to the interview. The lady looks through my pictures. Maybe asked me 2 or 3 questions. Never really even looked at me in my eyes. And then she said, "Congratulations, you're a U.S. citizen," to my son. He was with me. Because by this time, he's 9. Now he's 8. He looked just like me. There was no denying it, but they still want that proof. But it only took altogether 10 minutes, and it's going to cost you $200. And if you don't live in Manila, it's going to cost you your plane fare to Manila and one night in a hotel or Airbnb. It's that simple. So do the right thing. I'm talking to the good guys. I'm not talking to the scumbags. Okay? The ones right now looking at this video right now, shaking in their boots, thinking that somebody's looking for them for child support or something like that. No, the women over here, they don't work like that. They're going to take care of these kids over here, whether you help or not. This is what I'm seeing on the ground. This isn't something I'm making up. So ain't no sense in you can come on out of the shadows and quit hiding. Just do the right thing. If you want to understand why I get so upset, again, I tell you, Google Amerasians. There's thousands and thousands of them up here in Pampanga, Olongapo. These is children of U.S. citizens who've been abandoned. Some of y'all know that you have children in the Philippines, but some of you don't. But I'm talking to the ones who know. Get your butt over here and do the right thing, because you have to do it before they're 18. Then it's another long, drawn-out process that I don't have any experience with, so I'm not going to talk about it. But again, I'm not talking to you, you sorry bastard. Excuse my language. But I tell you like it is. I'm going to give you the nitty-gritty. I ain't going to sugarcoat it. You're a low-down, dirty bastard. And the kids are going to be all right with or without you. Because remember something, before I go, only 10% of Filipinos leave outside this country to work, to get married, etc. The other 90%, they stay here because there's no place like home. They love it here. This is their country. all right? And they're happy here. So the kids are going to be happy whether you step your sorry butt up or not. And you see why I'm so upset? Because I see it all the time. I'm boots on the ground here. I see these little kids running around here struggling when they shouldn't have to struggle. Thousands and thousands. See, like I told you before, there's a Philippine handbook. There's a handbook on Americans over here. That's why they leery of us when we come over here. Because they know what we're capable of. They know there's a small percentage of us that will just come over here just to destroy, to take, not to give anything. And I'm not preaching. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. I'm on the ground. They know what we're capable of. So they're leery. They don't want to have children with you. They want to have a relationship with you because they know what we're capable of. They've got a handbook on us. We've been over here for since at least 1899. Don't come over here thinking, people don't know you. The history has already been written over here. So just do the right thing if you come over here. Whether the birth is planned or unplanned. Step up, get the CRBA, give the child some options when they grow up. And you can sleep at night. If you got a conscience. And I'm sorry, I apologize to my viewers for getting so upset, but I see it every day. All I got to do is walk to the market, I walk to the grocery store, and I see it. These little kids, where their fathers, these playboys, these American players come over here, have children and then abandon them. A lot of times it'll happen in the province. If you're not going to be responsible, man, have safe sex. Use a condom. I just abstain from fooling with these women over here. Because what two consenting adults do, the child should never suffer. And I know I'm going to lose some subscribers on this. And hey, so what? I'm not going to change my channel. I'm going to tell you how it is. But at the same time, I'm helping the good guys with the CRBA process because it's not a hard thing, guys. It's only going to cost you $200 in your airfare to Manila and one Airbnb and about 10 minutes of your time. But just make sure you have plenty of pictures before, during, and after the pregnancy. Make sure that your passport coincides with conception. That's very important. That's really the only two things they're going to look at. And then let the child get a little bit older so it's some resemblance, because if I take my child there now, they're probably going to ask for a DNA because they'll do that sometime. But my son looked just like me, and I promise you I wasn't in that embassy 10 minutes. So thanks for stopping by. If you're in America, it's not too late. Before you let your head hit the pillow tonight, help somebody. If you don't want them late grocery runs, you see somebody in the street, buy them something to eat. Buy them something to drink. Give them a couple of dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's not even 7 o'clock yet. We got the whole day to find somebody to help. It's very, very important. Because if I don't know anything, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves.